This is Terrence Andre Banks with Information Age Financial Solutions coming to you again about pensions, but from a different kind of angle. And it's not actually talking about American pensions, but Japan. And meanwhile, over in Planet Japan from Sovereign Man is a great article. Put a link inside the description. And again, from the title, you won't get that emphasis. But when I read through it, I just had to put it on my channel. It was only a few days ago about the Japanese government's financial services agency published its oddly titled Annual Report on Aging Society. Like everything in Japan, English translations often hilariously miss the mark. This is a report that the Ministry of Finance puts out every year, and as its name implies, the report discusses the state of Japan's pension fund and its future prospects for taking care of its senior citizens. Bear in mind that Japan has the oldest population in the world. Japan ranks number 2 in the world for average age of 46.9, just behind Monaco. Number 1 in the world for the greatest percentage of citizens over the age of 70, and number 1 in the world for life expectancy. In a nutshell, this means that Planet Japan has more people collecting pension benefits for more years than anywhere else. Yet at the same time, Japan's pension fund is completely insolvent. There simply aren't enough people paying into the system to make good on the promises they've made. At present, there are only 2 workers paying into the pension program for every 1 retiree receiving benefits in Japan. The math simply doesn't add up and is only getting worse. Planet Japan's birth rate is infamously low, and the population here is actually declining. So fast forward another 10 to 15 years, and there will be even more people collecting pension benefits, and then fewer people paying into the system. This year's annual report on Aging Society plainly stated this reality. It was a brutally honest assessment of Japan's underfunded pension program. The report went on to tell people that they need to save their own money for retirement because the pension fund won't be able to make ends meet. This terrified a lot of Japanese workers and pensioners. Of course it would. So the government stepped in to quickly solve the problem by making the report disappear. That's how you solve the problem. But this is just to show you what great lengths people don't want to deal with any reality, no matter what country we're in. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe apologized for the report, calling it inaccurate and misleading. And Finance Minister Taro Airo himself, a pensioner at age 78, though in typical Japanese form looks like he's 45, simply unpublished report. It's no longer available for download on the website. It just went away. Finance Minister Aso San followed up that by saying the report was inappropriate because it used words like shortfall. It's crazy. I find this so incredible. It's not like the pension problem is a tiny issue, quietly lurking in the corner. This is an enormous challenge, and they're pretending like it doesn't exist. It's as if Godzilla is ramping through Tokyo and everyone just plugs their ears singing la 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 la. Well said, I like that. Obviously, this is not an issue that exists solely on Planet Japan. Most of the world has insolvent pensions. Here we get again. Worldwide, the total public and private pension gap is tens of trillions of dollars. Nearly every government and corporate pension has made promises it cannot keep. I'll repeat that again. Worldwide, the total public and private pension gaps is tens of trillions of dollars. Nearly every government and corporate pension has made promises it cannot keep. In the United States alone, the government-owns calculations estimate that Social Security is underfunded by $53.8 trillion. I'm not making these numbers up. This is what he has here. And the problem isn't getting any better. Birth rates keep falling, and for the first time next year, and I took his report there, he said the worker to retire ratio will reach 2.7, below the necessary 2.8 workers to sustain the program. I did another video just talking about this very same problem. Europe is now, and that's probably coming from him, Europe is no better off. For example, Greece and Russia have already had to make adjustments to their pension payouts. It's clear as day. Pensions are promises that governments will not be able to keep. Eventually, it's a reality people are going to face. And with most countries like the US, Japan, and most of Europe, willfully and dangerously choosing to ignore it. So here's the news. The younger you are, the more likely you'll spend your entire career paying into a pension system that won't be there when it's your turn to collect. That makes it even more important to save. While every country has different rules, there are always ways to make sure you don't become a victim of someone else's stupidity. Annuities in Australia, RSPs in Canada, and solo 401ks in the United States are just a few options that give you much more flexibility than a traditional retirement account. You could buy a cash rich real estate or start a side business. He's giving you different aspects here. Again, he gives you a plan B. That's what the whole thing with Sovereign Man does. He also points out the facts so you can make a different decision. Article's not that long. Encourage you to take a look at it, especially have loved ones with pensions, because I can't talk enough about this subject because it is the crisis of our time. If this video has been any value to you, please subscribe, leave some comments, and I'm out.